Hey, badass business owner, have you created a really good business for yourself, making some good money, but at the end of the day, you realize that it's not enough money, or maybe that you're creating all kinds of sales, but at the end of the day, you're just not making any money or the type of money you think you should be making? Now, I know what you're probably thinking. I'm going to sit there and I'm going to tell you, you need to know your numbers. Well, that's true. That's not what this one's about. What I want to talk about is how you can, I guess in a way, use your numbers, but the main thing is how you probably need to pivot your business. Because here's the thing, the only way that you can get more money is to create more sales or to create more profit. Well, there's only so many hours in the day. And if you're already busting your butt working all kinds of crazy hours, and yet you're not making enough money and you need to make more money, something's got to give, because you can't all of a sudden work 5, 6, 7 more hours to create the profit that you need to be able to create the life that you want or the profits that you want or to do the things that you want. The reality is you have to figure out, how do you take what you're doing today and tweak your business model, or pivot, if you will, pivot your business so this way you can create more profits. So obviously the first thing you need to do is you really need to dive into your numbers. That's a given. And you need to understand where your money's going, because on your profit and loss, right, we got sales minus cost of goods minus expenses equals profits. That's what we talk about all the time when it comes to our business. So one of the things we have to do is we have to make sure that we've got the right costs and expenses, and we're really controlling all of that. And if you're doing a pretty good job with that and you've really been diving into it, but yet you still aren't creating that enough profit from the sales that you're doing, then this is where this whole pivoting thing comes in. Because not all pieces of your business are created equal. Not all your sales are created equal. And one of the things that I'm a preacher of is to break down your sales on your profit and loss, to know what parts of your business are creating the most profit, not just the most sales. So for example, let's just say that I'm always picking on landscapers, right? Let's just say that you have a monthly business and then you have hardscapes. Well, at the end of the day, if you discover that you're making more money on your hardscape job versus your monthlies, then you need to say, okay, am I going to pivot over more to hardscapes and less monthlies? Now, monthlies might add up a lot. It might actually have decent margin on it, but at the end of the day, it's very difficult to scale that because there's only so many that you can do on your own or with even some of your team members, or maybe you hire more people. Whereas how many monthlies would have to happen, and what's the profit for 1 week of monthlies versus one hardscape job? You always got to run the numbers. I was sitting down yesterday, for example, with another business owner who's in a completely different business, and we were running the numbers on the different ways that they make money. And one of the things that we came across is the fact that the way that they're currently doing their business and going after is actually creating the least amount of profit that they could get. Whereas if they just tweak their business and go to this other side of their business, guess what? Those margins jump dramatically just because that particular side of their business actually creates more profits. So what I'm asking you to do is I'm asking you to take a step back, look at the different income streams into your business, and ask yourself, which one can you realistically grow and not have to work double the hours or 5, 6, 7 more hours a day in order to get the profits that you're looking for. Because more than likely, there's a category in your business that's actually creating a pretty decent profit margin when you look at it, and you've kind of just let it be part of the mix. And it's very difficult because a lot of times it's hard to let go of other clients and to let go of a part of your business that you really love. And you can hold on to it if you want, but at the end of the day, remember, you're a business owner trying to make the best decision for your business. So you can either work 50 million more hours doing it the way you're doing it today, or you can find a way to dive into your business and say, hey, look, this is where I make money. Believe it or not, for example, a lot of handymen end up doing this as well, because not all things in handyman world have the same type of profit. And some people end up specializing in something when you actually follow them through a period of time. Not all of them, but there's a lot of handymen that end up into little niches because they start realizing going, wow, when I do this job, I get lots of profit. There's a lot of money at the end of the day that's left. And then they start exclusively moving themselves over to that particular piece of their business. And almost every business, we can sit there and we can dive into the categories in their business. And it's not even so much that maybe you need to let it go. It might be that you push that category more. I've always talked about, my days back in my ice cream shop. And what's interesting is the categories that a lot of other business owners really wanted to push, the drink side of it, the shake side of it, and everything else. Believe it or not, you don't make that much. The profit on that, while it looks decent, how many you have to make and the time consumed for it. And when you actually plug in that piece of it, it actually isn't as profitable as you would think. And the simple cups and cones, which everybody did not want to do, is actually one of your best ways to make money, and including even the ice cream cakes. But let's face it, cups and cones are going to be the quickest because you like scoop and go, right? So yeah, the ticket average is low, but the profit is so high that if you can find ways to spin that faster, you actually can make more money, because if you can sell, 2 or 3 scoops, you're going to do that in a matter of seconds, maybe a minute to get all those out, couple minutes. Whereas if you're making a drink, just for one drink to make the same profit, you're taking 5 to 6 minutes. It just doesn't, it makes more sense for you to be able to turn and go the other way. So almost every business we can sit down in and we can figure out going, hey, this is where if you concentrate your time, your energy, your resources, your marketing, whatever, you're going to end up with more profits. Make sure that you're not just chasing sales. I was listening to a podcast the other day, and it really tied into this, because what he was talking about was how he thinks people need to chase sales, because when you chase sales, the profit will come. Well, no, it doesn't always work that way. Yes, the more sales you do, the more opportunity you have for a profit, but that's not what we're trying to do here. You've already built a really good business. You've already built something. Now it's how do you maximize the profit from the business that you've built, because you've already established yourself. In the beginning, yeah, it's all about trying to get as much as you can, but what I'm talking about is the fact that you are already at max capacity for the most part with your sales. And how do you now turn all those sales into more profits? And part of by doing that is by knowing your numbers, understanding them, diving into them, but maximizing the categories and the types of businesses that you have, and saying what's the right parts of my business for me to focus my energy and time on, because I'm going to be able to maximize those profits. And while I did A, B, C, D, E, F, G, how do I get down to just the core of A, B, C, or even A? That's what we're talking about in this episode. Is you need to, in order for you to grow those profits, and possibly even grow those sales, but more importantly, grow those profits without working crazy, insane hours, or trying to figure out how you're going to cram another 4 to 5 hours inside of each day, is by focusing and pivoting and focusing on just 1 to 2 areas that are really going to make a huge difference in your business. So that's really what I want you to walk away with from this episode, is what tweaks and changes and pivots can you make in your business to focus on the areas that are really going to bring home the bacon, if you will, that are really going to create the profits that you are looking for. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this puppy up and get out of here. Do me a favor, just dive into your business and think about where the money's coming from, where's the majority of your profits coming from, and how can you pivot your business to focus even more so on those areas. And with that, I am out of here, and I will talk to you on the next episode. Bye for now. Hey, badass business owner, before you go, as you know, I'm a huge believer in you knowing your business numbers. After all, it isn't about how much you sell, it's about what you keep. And the best way to grow your profits is to start diving in and understanding those business numbers. To help you on this journey, I have created the Know Your Business Numbers course. We will walk through how to read your profit and loss statement. You'll learn the key calculations that'll help ensure that you're making a healthy profit on all of your products or services, plus a ton of other good stuff that'll help you learn how to use those business numbers to create even more sales and profits. Just check out the link below in the show notes or visit knowyourbusinessnumberscourse.com. So if you're ready to increase those profits, it's time you start diving into your business numbers.